Cups, Iowa City. It's officially 9 o'clock, so we're going to go ahead and get started so we can get into our presentation from Dr. Tanya English this morning. Just a few things to kind of kick us off this morning, like I usually do. I want to thank our 1 Million Cups Iowa City sponsors, the John Papa John Entrepreneurial Center, America's SBDC, the Iowa City Development Group, the folks that run Merge, and of course Public Space One. So definitely pay their websites a visit, and once we get back going, we can actually have that slide up and running again, which will be pretty cool here. And as we're doing this kind of interesting virtual version of this, if you have any questions, concerns, if you have trouble with Zoom, if you like what we're doing, if you don't like what we're doing, definitely let us know. Send me a message, send the 1 Million Cups Iowa City Facebook page, Twitter page, or even the Instagram page a message, and we'll definitely help you out, get you involved with the program here. So, yeah, so at this point, Dr. English, I'd like to hand this over to you, and you can go ahead and share your screen if you're able, and the floor is yours.
Oh, okay, great. So thank you so much for having me today. I really appreciate it. I'm Dr. Tanya English. I've been practicing chiropractic for the last 26 years. I've been in practice of healing for the last, well, a little bit over 30 years now. I started as a massage therapist and then came to Iowa from the East Coast to go to chiropractic school. Met a nice guy and stayed here. So here I am, a New Jersey transplant living in Iowa. And
I was born in Jersey.
I'm sorry?
I was born in Jersey.
Well, there you go. There's lots of Jerseyites around. My husband was born in New Jersey too, but grew up out here in the Midwest. So what I'm going to talk about today is healing and disease. My business is Healing with the Blues. Healing with the blues, that's right, I'm healing with the blues. I've got nothing left to lose, that's why I'm healing with the blues. I have a blues band that I've been playing with for the last 8 years, and I wanted to combine the healing of blues music with the healing that I do. And you can find my website through Healing with the Blues or quantumhealinginternational.com. I'll put all my links up in the chat here, so you can get to all kinds of stuff there. There's all kinds of free things. Let's see if I can open the chat. There we go. And starting to come in. Yep, there we go. So the reason why I'm doing this is because in the practice of healing, people need to be engaged in what they're healing. So the work that I do, people don't just come in, put their body down, and then come pick it up in 10 minutes. We have people interacting the whole time we're doing healing, because the healing happens in them. I'm not making them heal. I'm like the healing GPS. I'm showing them how to get to where the healing is. And so I work from the premise that we are all spiritual beings having a human physical experience. So we're not a body that has a spirit. We're a spirit that has a body. We're a soul that has a body. So that's where I come from in my philosophy of healing. So I'm going to share the screen with you here, and I'm going to do a little talk about how healing and disease happen. So let's see if I can make this I don't think I can make it a slideshow once I start the share. So I'm just going to have to do it right here, I think. Is that right? You have to do a full screen before you do that, I think. I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. It just didn't work the first click. Oh, well. So this is how healing and disease happen. This is based on real anatomy and physiology. I'm not making any of this up. It's all true. It's all facts. And so you can check it out by reading Guyton's Textbook of Medical Physiology if you'd like to do that. So this is how healing and disease happen. First, you have a nervous system, and I talked a little bit before about how the nervous, we learn it all in systems, but it's all one thing. It's all communicating with each other. So you have three parts to this nervous system. You have motor nerves and that move muscles and control muscles. That's controlled by your frontal brain, your thinking. So I think I want to move my hand and point to my head. All the muscles in my arm and hand move so I can point to my head. When there's interference here, there's weakness, tightness, spasm, and fatigue. You also have pain nerves. These are sensory nerves that transmit pain, and that's about 1/9 of your nervous system. And then the other part of the nervous system is the pain is reflexive. It's controlled by your lower brain. So pain is not something that you think about. The autonomic system, the autonomic part is the yellow part here, which controls organs, blood vessels, and glands. So you can't tell your blood pressure to come down, and a mother doesn't know when to make the baby's liver. These are all automatic responses. The only one that you have control over, some of them you have both voluntary and automatic control over, like breathing, for instance. A child could say, I'm going to hold my breath until I get what I want. They'll pass out, the body will start breathing again. So it knows how to do that. So your autonomic nervous system is broken into two parts. There's fight or flight, and there's rest, digest, and heal. Now, if your pictures of us are covering that, you can slide that over here, and you can see that the only thing that's different on this side of fight or flight from rest, digest, and heal is the adrenal gland, right there. You do not have a brake on your system. You do have an accelerator, because it's important for you to get away from things that are dangerous to you. That's the survival part. So like I said, these are two different parts: rest, digest, and heal, and fight or flight. It's running your body right now. It's not you thinking about, oh, my liver has to make more of this, or my kidneys have to make more angiotensin. It's happening right now without you thinking about it. So this is your subconscious that's controlling this part of your body, which is how you're living right now with your subconscious. So it functions according to what you're feeling and or both reflexively. So you're either in fight or flight, or you're in rest, digest, and heal. You can't be in both. So what I'm showing you right now is that the body only knows survive or not survive. And it does what's most important to survival. So if somebody comes in to see me with back pain, but they have a heart condition, the heart condition is probably going to heal first. And it only depends, and you see, you feel like somebody's following you, and you go into fight or flight, and then you kind of turn around to see what it is, and it's just a plastic bag blowing down the street, you still have the same fight or flight response. So it's only about what you're perceiving. So we're going to do, sorry about my internet connection here. I don't know why that's happening, but we're going to do a little experiment right now. So what I want you to do is think of a lemon, and I want you to close your eyes and imagine that in front of you is a cutting board, a knife, and a lemon. And this lemon is the most perfect lemon you've ever seen. I can see you all with your eyes open. Close your eyes. Think of this lemon. It's juicy. You can feel the oil from the skin on your fingers. You pick up the knife, you take a slice through that lemon. Now you can really smell it. You can see the juice running along the knife. And now you take another slice of that lemon, you cut a wedge out of that lemon, and you put it in your mouth and you bite down. Now, do you have more saliva in your mouth? Raise your hand if you have more saliva in your mouth right now. Yep, yep. And if you're not showing yourself today, that's okay. You can just chime in. So that's how quickly your body knows how to change your physiology. You're not even seeing a real lemon. You're not even holding a lemon. You're thinking about it. And your body memorized what I do when I have lemon, and it makes more saliva. And if we tested the pH of your saliva before you had the thought of the lemon and after, the after pH would be more alkaline to counteract the acid of the lemon. So your subconscious is running your body through your feelings. And this is a chart that I use all the time. It's got 140 feelings on it. There's no correlation between column 1A2 and column 2A2. These are just numbers and columns so that it's easy for me to find what feeling I need to use to heal that person. So what we're doing with this is we're understanding now that our subconscious knows what physiology to create, and it knows that because of the feelings and because of patterns that you have run in your body. So these patterns are real. The patterns of physiology are created with intense emotion or repetition over and over again. So if you get really bad news that's traumatic to you, and there's somebody walking by that has a pink tie on, you might have that trigger reaction every time you see a pink tie or something pink. This is how your body, your mind remembers things so that it can protect you from that same situation happening again. So each feeling on this chart, and there's way more than that, there's only 140 here, represents a vibration that's sent out in all directions. Empathic people can feel your vibration, and everyone has this ability. But people who are considered empaths can read the room or read the person very quickly because they're getting the feelings and the vibration from that person. Remember, this is quantum physics. That's the physics of living systems. Newtonian physics is you hit a billiard ball, it hits another ball, it hits another ball, it goes into the pocket. Anybody that's a parent knows that's not how life works. It's everything happening at once. So chaos, control chaos. Everything else is affecting everything else. And so when this vibration is sent out of a feeling, it's happening not just within your body, which is responding with the appropriate physiology, hopefully, or it's happening out around you too, because you don't stop at the surface of your skin. You have a field of energy that surrounds you. Your perception creates the physiology. Remember, I talked about someone following you down the street or the thought of a lemon. It changes your physiology and creates the physiology that's appropriate, hopefully for that time. And it can do these patterns for a lifetime or until one's brought into present time consciousness. So if it's compensating for something that happened when you were 10 that was traumatic to you, or it was repeated over and over, so it got worn into this pattern of neurology in your brain, in your mind too, then what happens is anything that is around that or is associated with that in your mind can trigger that same physiological reaction. So sometimes these reactions are going on for years and years and years. And eventually something's gonna break down that causes that. So here's how the disease begins, or you can say dis-ease, because things start as a dis-ease, and if they're left unchecked, then they become a disease. So you might have a little bit of guilt about something that happened when you were a kid, and then there's some anxiety, and then there's jealousy and ridicule. So all of these feelings are happening. They're not resolved. They're pushed down. You don't allow yourself to experience the feeling because it feels dangerous and unsettling. And eventually symptoms will show up. So these feelings can start as a result of something that happened in childhood. It could be from 0 to 6 years old because you're getting all the physiology of your mother's feelings. So if your mother was in danger when she was pregnant with you, or if she was sad, or all of those feelings, happiness, joy, they all are coming in. And between 0 and 6 years old, when you're born, you're just mimicking your primary caregiver. So you're picking up subconsciously beliefs that they have, behaviors that they have, and those become your unconscious behaviors. So can you see how the body and the mind are intricately working together? So feelings that aren't processed or acknowledged are pushed down. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be upset because I'm not supposed to do that. I'm supposed to be nice. I'm supposed to be kind. So those feelings don't get processed. They get pushed down. The feeling continues though, the physiology that it does until or unless it's dealt with. And other feelings do the same. And these physiologies are all running because the feelings aren't released or acknowledged. And the body can only take so much before the systems compensating for where there's too much or not enough energy start to break down. So in acupuncture and in shiatsu, they're looking for these pathways, meridians, the pathways that chi energy flows through. Where is this pathway not enough? Where is this pathway too much? And trying to balance all the time. And your body's doing that too. It's called homeostasis. So your body's always trying to balance, balance, balance. But if there's these patterns running, very difficult to do if it's not in real time. So the reason why we do blues music is because that helps get to the subconscious part of us very quickly. Music is vibration. The blues has so much feeling to it. And my personal experience with this is 20 something years ago, 27 years ago, I had a full-term stillbirth pregnancy, resulted in a stillbirth, and I knew that I needed healing. I was finishing up chiropractic school at the time. And so I said, you know, God, whatever you can send me for healing, I'm going to take it. It doesn't matter to me what it is. And that July I went into the that July I went into the 10th stage at the Mississippi Valley Blues Fest. I was in Davenport, so there it was right there. And I had a healing that happened with me in that tent with the 5 blind boys from Alabama on stage. And I came out and had changed and could definitely feel it. And my husband said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yes, I am really okay." So there is a spiritual component to healing because you are not just your body. And the way that we start this is we have a conversation about what it is that you want to have happen. We do an intuitive energy scan, which is the exam for your energy. That's where I'm reading your energy. And we use the chakra system to do that. The chakras are wheels of energy that if we took everything else away that we could touch in your body, and took it all away and just left your energy sitting there, we'd see these large 7 centers of energy. There's more than 7, but those are the main ones. And they all have different aspects and characteristics. And so that's what I'm looking for, to see where is this really happening. Because if we look only at the body, we're missing a huge part of the picture. And this is borne out a lot of times in medicine when they say things like, well, your attitude is really going to make the difference about whether you heal or not. It's not just your attitude. It's like what you're allowing in your life. So you can speak to me or you can speak to my husband at English, and we set up a complimentary consultation for you. So that's what I have to say. And do you have questions? It's a lot.
So Tanya, do you do acupuncture as well, or you are a musician but you understand the pathways of energy, so you can speak? It seems like you can speak informed.
I do chiropractic. When I'm doing healing with people in the office, I do chiropractic with the activator. That's this little device that helps me adjust about 10 times faster than I could by hand. And so I place it in very specific places and specific directions to help vibrate. This is makes the bone vibrate. And when I'm doing
thumper thing.
Yeah, we call it an activator.
Not thumper thing?
No, we don't call it thumper. We don't call it a gun. We don't call it a thumper thing.
Okay.
We do call it an activator. And there's other devices like that that are much faster than adjusting by hand. But when I don't do acupuncture, but I do meridians when those show up. So I'm doing a lot of what I do, and the techniques that I use are all bundled together in what I call Blue Note Healing Method, which is a lot of different techniques that I use to create healing space for people so that they know where to go. So when I'm doing techniques with people, I'm connecting with them energetically. And then I'm asking questions energetically, and I'm getting yes and no answers. So I have to know which questions to ask. Like, is this problem functional? Is it structural? Is it spiritual? Is it emotional? Is it physical? And asking those questions to find out what avenue of questioning am I going to go down? Do they need nutritional support? So I do nutrition during that. My dog wants to get out now. And and so what we're doing is we're finding out what's the actual cause. So the symptom is a headache, and you don't have the headache because you didn't have enough aspirin or Tylenol in your life, right? So that's just a way to mask the headache so you can continue to do what you're doing and ignore the sign that you're getting that something's wrong or something's not working the way it's supposed to. Because healthy people aren't necessarily needing drugs and surgery. And it doesn't mean that you're completely unhealthy if you need those things. Those things are there as emergency measures and as a way for you to get to healing. So if you're in a situation where you need that, in this country, and I would say generally, medical care is crisis care. It's not health care. I know that they call it health care, but the only thing that they really do about health is preventative screening, which doesn't do any healing. So what I do is actual healing. And I'm looking for the root cause of the problem. So if the root cause is, thank you, Yasmin. If the root cause is in you're thinking about something or something that happened to you, and can you raise your hand if you don't have PTSD about something in your life? I mean, everybody has had something traumatic happen to them that they've squashed down, put underneath. I'm going to deal with it later. Never deal with it. And this comes out in different ways. So the way that we look at it in healing is you can pay now or you can pay later, because eventually it's going to show up. If it's not dealt with, if it's not acknowledged, and there's some really easy things to do to help release this. So some of the things that happen when I'm working with people is they say, oh my gosh, I can't believe I was carrying all that around. I feel so much lighter. I was just working with somebody the other day and she's like, I have all this anger about my parents. So we worked on that, helped her release that anger. And when we were done, she's like, I can't imagine that I felt like that because I feel so much lighter about this. And as we release it, she had a very good night's sleep, which she hasn't had in a long time. And I said, now, can you imagine what you're doing when you share this with your children? How much better are they going to be able to handle their state of being when you start sharing some of these things with your children? Because this is not rocket science. It's not difficult to do. One of the techniques I use is emotional freedom technique, which is a tapping technique. And you tap on different points on your head, on your body, and all of those points that you're tapping on are meridian points. They are meridians in the body, and so you're decreasing the charge that you have about that subject. So when you're done tapping, it feels, you're like, well, why was I upset about that? That seems like nothing now. Would you guys like to try that? We can do it right now. We can all do it together. Okay.
I've already been doing it.
Cool. I'm so glad. So, all right. So I want you to think about something. Everybody think about something, and it can be your own individual thing, but it's something that that you're angry about. And maybe it's something pretty deep, but you haven't allowed yourself to feel the anger about it because that's not nice. And because you want to just, what we call is a spiritual override or a spiritual bypass, where you're like, well, I'm not going to think about that. I'm just going to like send them love and light, but you're still really angry about it. So you do what I do and say what I say. Okay. Tap right here on the inside corner of your eyebrow. I'm so angry about this. And you say it out loud, but you don't have to be on mic. Okay. I'm so angry about this. Now go to the side of the eye. This is really pissing me off. Now go under the eye. I can't stop thinking about this. Even if it's not true that you can stop thinking about it, I want you to repeat things, even if they don't feel true for you. I can't stop thinking about this. Under the nose. It's so unfair. Under the lips. And I'm so exhausted from feeling angry. Under the collarbone. And it's so unfair what happened. And under the arms. And I hate that I don't feel better about this. And then on the ribs, below your nipples, on the ribs, down low. And I'm so angry. And then wrists together. And it's so unfair. And then top of the head. They should have known better. And eyebrow. I should have known better. Side of the eye. They didn't act right. Under the nose, under the eye. And it's not fair. Under the nose. And I'm so pissed off. And under the lips. And it's not right what happened. And under the collarbone. And it's so unfair. You're not going to feel this unless you're tapping it. Under the arm. And I'm so exhausted from this. And on the ribs. And it feels so, like so much. And wrists together. And I want to let it go. Top of the head. And I own my feelings. Eyebrow again. I honor my feelings. Side of the eye. I acknowledge my feelings. Now take a deep breath. Think about it, what it was that you were angry about. And let's hear what you feel like right now after doing that little bit of tapping. You feel any different about the situation that you thought of?
I feel like I definitely feel more at peace with the situation and more relaxed.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
I was gonna
Thank
say,
you.
It feels like a little bit of just kind of a release.
Yeah.
The weight off my shoulders a little bit.
Was there something that you said that was like, yeah, that's it, and it just felt like it released?
I think it was more like the deep breath at the end was just kind of, it just exited.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I own my feelings.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one. I own my feelings. And when you own your feelings, you have all the power in the world to do what you want. Now, we'll do one more round. And this is just one of the techniques I use. Yeah, different energy flow. That's exactly right. So this is the last part of it. Okay. So all this anger on that eyebrow right there, all this anger, you say it out loud to yourself. Side of the eye. I can't relax about this. Under the eye. It's so exhausting. Under the nose. And I want to let it go. Under the lips, but I can't let it go. Collarbone. You can't make me let it go. Under your collarbone. Under the arm. I won't let it go. On the ribs. I can't let it go. Wrists together. You can't make me let it go. Top of the head. But what if I could? Eyebrow. What if I could just let it all go? Side of the eye. I'm letting it go. Under the eye. I'm letting it go. Under the nose. I'm letting it all go. Now take a deep breath in. Feel what that feels like. And chime in. How does that feel now?
Nice.
Feels good?
Feels nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You cannot screw this up. I'm telling you, even if you did it, yeah, head tingles. That's right. You get a lot of tingles with this work. And that's just one of the techniques I use. The subconscious emotional healing techniques, this is one of those. The other ones that I do really work on many levels at the same time. So think about this, just for a second. So think about this. You're in a situation where you feel like you might die. You're in a situation like an accident is happening, is occurring, and you feel like this, I may be dying. Good, Yasmin, that's awesome. I may be dying. I think I'm going to die. Guess what shuts off when you're in fight or flight? Your digestion and your immune system shuts off. it's done. If you never tell it or never acknowledge that that situation is over, it stays shut off. And that's how people develop diabetes. That's how they develop, and it's called traumatic onset diabetes, because they've had a trauma and it's created this stoppage of digestion and also of immune system. So when I'm talking about staying out of fear during this whole virus situation, I'm not kidding about that. This is not just, oh, stress. This is life or death stuff. So stress is anything that changes your internal environment, and it's the external environment creating a change as well. So it's really true, because Yasmin says, stress kills you because it activates fight or flight. Therefore, no digestion. You don't need to digest your tuna sandwich if there's a bear coming at you. You need to get up and run, right? Mm-hmm. So this is how automatic it is. Remember that lemon. You thought about it, and it created that saliva in your mouth. That's how fast this stuff happens. Now, EMT workers, emergency workers, police, fire, people in the emergency room have a 10-year lower life expectancy. Why? Because you can go into fight or flight very fast, but it takes hours and hours to come out of it. So what I'm going to show you right now is a way for you to come out of it very quickly. And it's called 4-count breathing. So what I'm going to have you do is just exhale all your breath out, and just do this as best you can. If you practice it for a while, you'll get really good at it. But it's really important, because when you connect with your breath, when you put your attention, your thinking mind on your breath, you are inviting life in, because you can live without food for days. You can live without water for a few days too, but 4 minutes without air and you're gone. So I want you to do this breathing. Yep, box breath. And this is how you're going to do it. Exhale all your breath out and breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe normally. So that was 32 seconds of you putting your attention on your breath. How does it feel? Go ahead and chime in. Yeah, you're going to have to do it. Tear gas training. Yep. Erin, did you have something you wanted to share?
No, I'm fine.
So you're fine? That didn't have any effect on you?
No, it did.
Okay, thank you.
I love it. I love it.
Anybody else? Teach that to your children. Go ahead, Yasmin, you wanted to say?
Yeah, I am, it's really, I love the integration of all of this, because I'm reading Richard Boyatz's et al. Book, Helping People Change. Mm-hmm. And a lot of like the EFT, the tapping, all of this goes into like even the way that we sustain change. So he talks a lot about the activation of the positive emotional attractor versus the negative emotional attractor, and how like why diets and workouts.
Mm-hmm. Oops, she's muted.
I was saying because it's an obligation, so it activates that fight or flight. Versus you do that box breath, you tap into that vision, like it's a positive. You want to sustain that change, and so I love how you've integrated all of it for sure. Yeah,
thank you. It's been years and years. I was a theater major, so I did a lot of work in acting. From 15 to 25, and theater production. So collaboration is really fun with that, and also learning how to use this tool that we have, this amazing body that we have, that's not just your body, it's your spirit, it's your mind. It's all of that together. It's amazing. And when we're doing intuitive energy scans, I get to see this kaleidoscope that we are. And it's just incredible. When I'm doing this scan, I'm showing people, here, this is something that I'm seeing with your energy. And they go, oh my gosh, I understand what that means. I've never heard it in words before, but I get what you're saying. So it's this way of seeing yourself as the miracle that you really are. And learning how to use these very, very simple techniques that create that healing for yourself is something that should be taught everywhere. So what I'm saying to you is teach your children at least the 4-count breathing, because that way they can stop themselves before they do something reactionary. They can be proactive. My son was getting bullied in school when he was in grade school, and he kept getting caught retaliating against the bully, because the second hit always gets seen, the first one doesn't. So he would get caught, and I'd say, okay, next time this happens, definitely you want to tell the teacher, but before you do anything, take a breath, breathe. That's right. You want to do that and take that time to center yourself. And he did it, and he's like, no problem. It's really not a problem now. So yeah, Havel Menia says, if you're eating a tuna sandwich, throw it at the bear. Definitely, and start running. This is why they say don't go swimming until half an hour after you eat. Because if you get into trouble swimming, you don't have all that blood supply at your limbs, at your large muscle groups. It's all in here. It's all in your digestion. It's helping get the food where it needs to go. So definitely wait a half an hour. Wait an hour before you go swimming. It's true. There's a reason why your mom says that. She may not know why, but that's why. It's fight or flight. So with the blues, what we do is we actually bring the blues healing to people, and we're having a house concert here Thursday night. We'll be streaming it on the Healing with the Blues page, which the Facebook page says facebook.com/Dr. Tanya English. That's the Healing with the Blues page. They wouldn't take Healing with the Blues because I already had a group. I don't know, Facebook, whatever. So, and we're also going to stream it on the YouTube. I'm hoping I can do this through Zoom. I'm just hoping I can get it right, but I think it'll be good. And so my husband and I'll be doing this little house concert. We're taking donations that are going to go to the NAMI walk. Our team, Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America, it has a team for the NAMI walk. I have a friend who actually did end up committing suicide and shooting herself. She was a veteran. Many veterans are going through this experience of, we're losing them at a very alarming rate. And so we want to make sure to support our vets that way. And we're taking those donations through Moms Demand Action Team for NAMI, National Alliance on Mental Illness. And even though I don't like the name, it should have been National Alliance on Mental Health, I'm still going to donate to them because they do really good work. And we're really happy to do that. So if you want to tune in on Thursday night at 7 p.m., hopefully you'll see us in our living room playing music for you. My husband's my bass player, so it'll just be bass and vocals, and we'll see how that works out. We did it for his birthday. It was so much fun. Any more questions?
I have, Tanya, I wanted to thank you, first of all, because this talks to me a lot, what you're saying. You know, personally, as an engineer, you know, I was up to several years back, I was really rational, or at least, you know, I tried to interpret everything as you were saying, Newtonian, you know, the Cartesian paradigm. And, you know, this all changed, and I'm approaching what you were saying, you know, and I'm interested in I mean, what you're doing it to one person, face to face, or you also do it in group. I would like to explain me better, because, you know, I'm interested in applying these types of methods. Let's say I do myself mindfulness meditation, and I also practice TM. But I'm interested mainly in applying this in a organizational context,
Mm-hmm.
in which you know, when you do it in group, you I think it's you have the possibility to reduce those barriers, those defensive routines, and to liberate, because you know, you were saying quantum physics. In effect, the interconnectedness there, it's there, but sometimes it's you know, we operate differently.
Oh, there's
So-
that ego part. Oh,
Yeah, that's
put that toddler in the back seat, strap him in, and have him face in the back window. That's what we do with the ego.
so do you do it? Do you do it in organization, for example, in groups, for example?
Yeah, actually, I've done it in some businesses where the business revenue goes up 100% after we get everybody on the same page. So what we do is we have them set their goal, if that's what the company is interested in, if that's what the group is interested in, set a goal for how this is going to work for them. It might be a number goal, it might be just whatever kind of goal they want, and then we remove the subconscious barriers to that happening. So for instance, if you say, gosh, my business, it's not going too well, I need more clients, then we say, okay, so how do you want to, we kind of pick that apart a little bit, and then we go in and clear whatever needs to be cleared that is subconscious, that's holding that back from happening. Because the premise here is that you can have whatever you want as long as you're clear about it. And so the clarity part of that is what we're doing, talking to each other, and then absolutely doing the part that clears the subconscious. So people say, oh, you know, for instance, my business isn't working well. Well, I'm so angry about what my parents did that's affecting that energy, that subconscious energy that's going out there is affecting people that I'm coming into contact with, and they don't want to work with me because I have this anger that's under the surface, but it's actually out there. So when we clear that up and get the anger dealt with, then the clients start piling in, which is kind of neat to watch that happen. What the thing that happens too is that when we're clearing this stuff up, people become a lot more creative, because it's like this. If you're homeless, are you thinking about art and beauty and creative things? No, you're thinking about where you're going to get your next meal and how you're going to live. That's what you're doing when you don't deal with these things. You're piling on all of this stuff. So if you're feeling like you're in overwhelm, if you're feeling like there's something within you that needs to come out, but you don't know how to get it out there because it just seems so kind of diffuse and weird, those are the times that you're getting signals that says you need someone to come alongside and help you do this. Very difficult to do on your own, almost impossible to do on your own. It takes a lot longer a lot of the time. You're going to have to go into silent meditation for days at a time and allow it to show up. And most people who are in overwhelm, that sounds like a completely ridiculous idea. So some of the stuff that we're doing is like just coming alongside and saying, okay, I want you to try this. I want you to let this happen. Let this happen. So we're cracking that door open so more of source energy can come in, which is the energy that's creating us, that's running us. So why not let more of it in?
Can I pop in here too? This is Yasmin again. I wanted to, speaking of groups, give the plug. Both Tanya and I, Tanya is going to be presenting Healing with the Blues at the Midwest Elevation Conference happening in June. And I'm going to also be presenting. And that is going to be, you know, there's going to be people from all walks of life, business owners, people that are healers, people all over. It's going to be, from what I know, all online now. And that is an opportunity if you would like to tap in, if you would like to try it outside of her live, right? To come and see what it's like in those group setting and how it can really shift things. So I wanted to give that plug.
Yeah, that's going to be so much fun, Yasmin. Thanks for mentioning that. Also, I have a group in Facebook, and I put the link up here, and I do a live healing session every Tuesday morning with a group on Facebook, and you can go watch those live sessions. You could get a little bit of an idea of how I work with people. That's in a group situation. One-on-one, we go deep, and it's not painful. I want to I want you to understand that you do not have to relive every horrible thing that has ever happened to you to clear it up. Absolutely not. It is not necessary for you to tell that story one more time. You've heard it enough. You're hearing it all the time in here. So you don't have to do that. You can allow yourself to have that healing. People don't believe me when I say this, but it's true. That's how simple it can be. It can be as simple as having somebody guide you through tapping like that to let go of some of this baggage. And we call this office the baggage drop off. Just leave your bags here. You don't need them anymore. We'll take care of that. But it's also too working with that shadow part of ourselves, the part of ourselves that is maybe that constant reminder that you're not good enough, you're not enough. That many, many people have that. And so what we want to make sure to do is not kill that voice off, not stop that, but turn it into an ally that's actually supporting you and encouraging you instead of telling you no all the time. The reason why I keep saying no, don't do that, you can't afford it, that's not right, you're too big for your britches, all of those things is because you keep trying to put it under the rug, slide it under the rug, don't pay attention to it. But when you're in a safe place, when you're with me and I make a safe place for you energetically, then you can listen to what that part of you is really trying to tell you, and I can help it understand that it's not been helping, and now we can change the job that it does. And if you want to know about a little bit more about that, you can look at some of the reviews on our website. I just had one go up the other day from Dr. Jean Drazel, and who was the guy I associated with when I first got into practice 20 something years ago. And I did this process with him the other day, and it's really changed things for him so much. So it's available to you. Healing is definitely available. So you can try out that Facebook group, just answer the questions, and I will approve your membership to the group. We clean that group out every so often because we don't want people just hanging around in there. We want people to be participating in the live sessions. And even if you can't come to the live, commenting on the session later when you watch it, putting in #replay so we know that you were there in the comment section. And then I'm sending you energy too. So just like when you think of somebody and they call you, that's what I was asking about before we started. Have you ever thought about somebody and then they called you? Have you ever called somebody and they say, I was just picking up the phone to call you? That's you communicating with others subconsciously. That's you doing it. And everybody has that ability. And if you put attention on it and you focus on it and you help it grow, you can use it so much better. And that's what I help a lot of people do. Use their intuitive side. It's fun.
So we're starting to run out of time. So I want to ask our traditional final question. What can we as the community do to help you?
I think what would be great is if you would come to the live healing sessions, 9:30 Tuesday mornings, or show up in the group and watch it later. Just allow yourself to have that intuitive energy scan. Right now I have them priced so that anybody can do it. After this whole situation is over, the price is going to go up on that, so it's more commensurate with the work that I do. But right now it's only $50 to do that intuitive energy scan, to have yourself seen as the person, as the multidimensional being that you are. It's just an amazing experience, and it's very confirming and affirming for you, and for me too. And just to invite me to come speak to your group and to experience that group kind of situation like Afonso was talking about, to have people come together and all understand something like this on another complete different level than just, handing them a paper. Experiential learning, that's where I'm at. So that's why we do blues music, because it's an experience. To experience that is so wonderful. So I might burst into song, you never know. It could happen.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much for your presentation and going through all the different all those exercises with us. And we've got your links in the Zoom chat. We'll get those translated over to the Facebook event as well. So thank you so much.